Hey, what is going on, everybody? Goldizzy here, bringing you my No Way Out predictions. But before we start the predictions, I just want to share a few thoughts about last night's 3-hour edition of Monday Night Raw. I just want to say that overall the show was okay in my opinion. There were three things that I liked a lot about the show. Number one, of course, the obvious, that being the return of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I thought it was great to see him, with the exception of him dancing with the Funkadelics, whatever they're called, Brodus Clay's hoes. But another thing about Monday Night Raw that I liked was the fact that Dolph Ziggler became the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. I loved it. It was a great little fatal 4-way elimination match. When it got down to Christian and Dolph Ziggler, I knew Ziggler was going to win. And the match actually got really good when it got down to just Christian and Ziggler. But I got to say, it's great to see him going for the world title. That's exactly where Ziggler needs to be. Now, will he win the title? Well, you'll just have to stay tuned to this video to hear my thoughts about that match coming up at No Way Out. Now, the third thing that I liked about Monday Night Raw was the return of Big Van Vader. That was a mark-out moment. When Heath Slater started talking about how it was his time for this, his time for that, I knew exactly who was going to come through that curtain. And my assumption was absolutely right. Vader came out, his music hit, the crowd marked out, and he looked good, for his age and for, how long he's been in the business, especially for his age. He did a good job, and the crowd really got behind him. It was great to hear the crowd show that much support for a legend like Vader. But anyways, enough about Raw. Let's get to No Way Out. Now, so far, we've got 6 matches. That includes the pre-show match as well. And, speaking of the pre-show match, let's just get that out of the way. We got Brodus Clay taking on David Otunga. It's a no-brainer to me. I think Brodus Clay will win. And that's about all I'm going to say about that match. There's nothing much to talk about anyways. So let's get to the matches that are actually signed for the pay-per-view. First, I'm going to talk about the Divas Championship. LAYLA is defending the title against Beth Phoenix. LAYLA won the title, a month or 2 ago, I believe? And, well, anyways, Beth Phoenix has kind of been out of the picture. And I want that to change. I want to see Beth Phoenix go in this match, and I want to see her dominate LAYLA, because that's what she's known to do. That's her MO. I want to see Beth Phoenix regain that Divas Championship, and I want to see the reemergence of Karma. I mean, she's going to come back eventually. They might save Karma's return for that 1000th episode of Raw, and I think that's what they're going to do. But it would be nice to have Beth Phoenix as the Divas Champion for when she finally does make her return. I think it would make for a more epic Divas match whenever they do decide to wrestle. So I'm going to pick Beth Phoenix to win the Divas Championship over LAYLA. Okay, next up, the Intercontinental title is on the line. Christian, the newly crowned IC title holder, going up against Cody Rhodes, the guy that actually regained all the prestige for the championship. I love Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes has really dominated the mid-card title scene, and he held that IC title for a long time, brought all the prestige back to it. And, I think he's slowly but surely moving his way up to the upper card status. I'm not saying that he's going to go win the championship, but I think he's slowly getting that way to where he's going to start taking on the upper card guys and possibly get world title matches. So Christian also, he just won the title, just at the last pay-per-view over the limit. So I don't really see them taking the title off Christian. However, Christian did make his little appearance at the TNA pay-per-view, Slammiversary 10. That was kind of cool to see him there. But, you know, I think that was a little deal they had worked out so that way they could have Ric Flair at the Hall of Fame. You know, you give us Ric Flair, we'll give you Christian. So I don't think the WWE is going to penalize him for being at TNA, for sure, no doubt. So I think Christian will go into this match and retain the title. I do think this will be a pretty damn good match, or at least I hope it is. You know, I hope to see a lot of back and forth action between these two guys, and I hope this match gets enough time to where it can actually build, because they've got a decent little storyline, and I just hope that it has enough time to unfold. So I will pick Christian to retain the IC title. Okay, next I want to talk about the WWE Championship. We got a triple threat match. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kane. You might as well call it a fatal four-way because you also have AJ in the picture. I'm sure she's going to be at ringside. Who's she going to stand? You know, whose corner will she stand in? Shoot, I'm not sure. She wears a CM Punk shirt, but she's been making out with everybody, especially Kane. Kane got a big old lip lock on Monday Night Raw last night. And, you know, as far as this match is really concerned, it's really going to be focused around Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. I don't see Kane winning the WWE title. I'm not going to say it won't happen, but I think it's highly unlikely. So the main two you got to look at, of course, is CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. CM Punk, he has had that title since November 20th when he won it from Alberto Del Rio at the Survivor Series, and he still has it damn near, 8 months later, and I think that's great. And you know what? I would love to see him retain that title once again and continue that awesome title reign. Like I said, the match will mainly be focused around CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. I would love for something to happen to where we could continue this CM Punk and Daniel Bryan feud. You know, just eliminate Kane from the equation and let's just focus on those two. I just really want to see these two go at it at SummerSlam. I think that would be awesome. They had a great little match at the last pay-per-view, and I really think these guys can really tear the house down again. And especially with it being for the WWE title, you know they're going to go balls to the wall with this match. So anyways, for this little triple threat match here at No Way Out, I'm picking CM Punk to retain. Next, we have the World Heavyweight Championship title match. Sheamus defending the title, not against Alberto Del Rio. Apparently the Great Khali's little finisher, that little karate chop he does to the top of people's heads, apparently that had a little more pep in it, I guess. He really, I guess, knocked Alberto Del Rio's block off and apparently gave him a concussion. I'm calling bullshit on that concussion, and I think there's something else going on with Alberto Del Rio. But you know what? It's great. I don't care that ADR is out of the match. I'm happy to see that Dolph Ziggler made his way inside the match because you know what? He deserves to be there. He is without question the best worker on the whole WWE roster. He is the number one worker. No doubt about it. Now, will Dolph Ziggler win the title? I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. You know, Jack Swagger was involved in that fatal four-way for the number one contender. And Dolph Ziggler pinned Jack Swagger. And Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger, well, they're a tag team. Or, you know, they're in the same stable with Vicky Guerrero. And I can definitely see Jack Swagger inserting himself into this match, possibly causing Dolph Ziggler to lose. In fact, I'm more than certain that will happen in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, Dolph Ziggler, he does deserve to be in the match. And, you know, he does deserve to be the title holder eventually. But I think they're going to try to develop some kind of feud between Jack Swagger and Ziggler. You can already see this feud developing if you've been watching wrestling for the past couple of weeks. They've kind of been at odds with one another for the past couple of weeks. So I see Sheamus going into this match and winning. He's going to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's all I can say about it. But I really hope to see a great match. I'm going to call this match right now as being the match of the night. With Ziggler being the match, you know it's going to be damn good. I just hope Sheamus can keep up with him. Now, let's get to the main event, of course, the cage match. John Cena, The Big Show. I think this is a crummy main event. I don't even think this match should even be on the card. Big Show, your days are numbered. You've been there, you've done that. Vince McMahon said it best last night on Raw. You haven't been relevant since 1999. And that's the sad truth of it all. So, with that being said, I don't really care about this match. I'm going to tell you this, though. Ever since they added that little stipulation, if Big Show loses, John Laurinaitis will get fired by Vince McMahon. In fact, Vince McMahon says he's going to be at ringside for this match. So, with them saying that, that leads me to believe that Big Show is going to pick up the win. How? I don't know. Maybe Big Show will actually dominate like a giant should inside a wrestling ring, and especially with it being inside a steel cage, maybe he can really manhandle John Cena. I wouldn't mind seeing John Cena lose, especially since he won the last couple of pay-per-view matches he's been in. So he's due for a loss. So I think Big Show's going to win, because I definitely don't see John Laurinaitis getting fired. You can say what you want to about John Laurinaitis. I know a lot of you guys hate him, and that's fine. But guess what? I enjoy the hell out of his character. You got to remember, he's playing a character. He's not really the GM he's not really the GM of Raw and SmackDown. He's playing a character that is the GM of Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, he really is the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, but that's as far as his stature goes. He's just playing a character, and I love what he does. He's a great heel, and all you guys that hate him, that's great. That just means that John Laurinaitis is doing his job right. Just like you Michael Cole haters. Michael Cole's a great character, and he does it well. But anyways, I don't see Johnny Ace losing his spot as the GM of both Raw and SmackDown. I don't see him getting fired. He's just too valuable of a character. I love him too much to see him go. So if that being said, I'm picking the Big Show to win. How is it going to happen? Like I said, I'm not sure. I just hope that Big Show manhandles Cena and he gets a clean 1, 2, 3 on him. But anyways, those are my predictions. I'm going to run through them one more time. Brodus Clay will beat David Otunga. Beth Phoenix will regain the Divas Championship from LAYLA. Christian will retain the title from Cody Rhodes. CM Punk will retain the title from Daniel Bryan and KANE. Sheamus will retain from Dolph Ziggler. And the Big Show, yeah, he'll defeat John Cena, no doubt. But those are my predictions. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? You know who I am. This is Gold Izzy. Peace out, everybody.